Yo, yo, yo. Oh, damn, I was almost perfect. Almost. Almost doesn't count.
Almost perfect.
Yo, 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 what's happening, everybody? It's Idamos High, the joint roll Ayatollah, rolling the joint right now. And with my tag team partner, CT, aka HD Bang. What's happening, brother?
What's good? What's good? And we are the underground wrestling underground. Yeah, almost perfect. We are the underground professional wrestling podcast here. GD Bang, Joint Roller Ayatollah, the Most High, bringing to you the week that wasn't professional wrestling. Thank y'all for waiting for us. Thank y'all for being here with us and listening to us. But yeah, we're here to talk about a little bit of SmackDown, a little bit of Collision, Raw, and whatever floats our fucking boat this week because we got a lot of thoughts to get into. But let's kick it off with what happened last night on Collision. So
Yes.
let's first double back a little bit and like really set the stage for y'all. This situation we're in right now, the time we are in wrestling, Edge goes to AEW, Jade goes to WWE. John Cena comes back because the writer's strike. It's a special time because we're seeing a lot of star power and people are utilizing that. AEW Collision felt like they utilized their star power right off the bat with Adam Copeland and the Edge storyline kicking off the show. And Edge coming out there to address the comments that Christian's making, and he came to work with his buddy. His buddy's on some villain shit, on some fuck yo friendship. I don't want any part of that, and that intertwines with them elevating another talent in Ricky Starks. But if you haven't seen it, there's a promo out there to start the show, and I love the way they started the show because it immediately starts with the hottest angle. And I want to just tap into that real quick. The hottest angle in AEW is Christian and Edge's budding rivalry. And low key, I personally feel like this warrants a world championship. This as much attention that it's getting. Granted, it's not going to be that way, but I'm excited to see the eyeballs that Adam has brought to the product and where it could go. He definitely is an impact player. It feels like that, and he now has elevated Christian to a point, and Ricky Starks subsequently, because they're all involved with it, and Bryan Danielson. It felt like a moment, and the way the show ended is also felt like a moment. It felt like a complete show.
I want to comment on what you were saying, because I wanted to let you land as I try to
appreciate that.
That TNT championship will be just fine. As you say, it warrants a world championship kind of energy. I mean, kind of like background. The TNT championship, I believe, will be a great landing spot for Adam. A great.
Well, yeah. It essentially, not sure if we're on this, if he's freezed or I'm freezed, but essentially, the TNT Championship is going to have to be the the focus of this feud, and it's going to be, But I'm saying what I'm trying to say is that if it were to happen, where the world championship involved in this, it would feel even bigger. But yeah, the TNT Championship should be fine.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, all right. I do not know what happened on my end, but go ahead. I'm sorry for interrupting. You was carrying us.
No. I wasn't sure if I was frozen or you were frozen. I just started talking. I don't know, but yeah, no, the team. You're right, because I want to go back to you. Your point was that the TNT Championship should be fine, and you're right. You're correct.
I think also too to tie into what I was why I rushed into the show. We was talking literally like 2-3 minutes before the show, and I didn't want to waste it. I'm not sure how much Adam is making Ricky Starks look like as a talent. But what stood out to me was Ricky Starks was the only talent in that ring that had a mic or title that never was a WWE featured player.
And that's what I'm trying to say.
which
Like he's
which
in a
was
ring with
still
legends. Period. I'm not saying it's just Adam. I'm saying Adam, Christian, Brian Danielson, and Ricky Starks, and that means something to me. Like when you see that
right.
image, when you have
Right.
guy on the outside of
That
the ring who no one cares about, but that means something. That image, that
and I think that was very important to me because realistically, realistically, for me watching a product and trying to see how they're going to grow their ingrown talent, as we just seen Jade leave. Ricky could be under that Cody umbrella, who could possibly be looking on his way out, like MJF was at.
There's rumors, yeah.
Right? At the same time, this is a great litmus test as to if or can or will Tony Khan acquiesce, pull a trigger. You know what I'm saying? All those I guess verbiage to see if Ricky Starks, and this was for me a really great base level 4-3 base package, right? Give the mic to Ricky, put him in the ring, and let him go, right?
Okay.
And as Adam tried to rat him a little bit, as Ricky threw little ancillary shots to Adam Copeland, and Adam Copeland called him a mini rock. Listen, everything that we all listen is no disrespect to Ricky. We've all said it. We all see it. Yeah. We all know you see it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's we're not trying to not say you're not the first Ricky Starks, my dude. But listen, there is a little bit of lemon juice squeeze of Dwayne The Rock Johnson in that presentation.
But that's fine. I think that Hulk Hogan stole from Billy Graham, and there's a lot of people that inspire
stole from Buddy Rogers. You know what
Stone
I'm
Cold.
So
Triple H, Ric Flair. People have taken influences from people to enhance their character. We see it with LA Knight and Stone Cold. Listen, I believe that that's not the thing. I think what's so cool about this with Ricky Starks is that he can overcome those criticisms. Even within Edge going to the low-hanging fruit of calling him the Rock, mini Rock, vanilla midget version of the Rock, Ricky Starks is like, oh, that really took me over the edge, and was able to rebuttal, that quickness, that sharp wit. No matter what you throw at Ricky Starks, he's gonna have something to say. I love that about him, and I think that that's what's gonna really, draw the attention from people in WWE, draw the attention from the fans even. And if he ever ends up going there, it will be a great loss from to AEW. And I want to touch on, because I know we're all going all over the place, but I'm just trying to foresee like the future of if they end up losing Jade, Ricky, and MJF in the span of a year. Whoa, it will be a huge blow to AEW. And it speaks to how the battle happened with NXT and Dynamite this week, and NXT kicked their ass because all they did, and that it's one of the biggest NXTs they've had with all the stars. They star-studded event. The reason why we see Tony Khan kind of spinning out of control on Twitter and just losing his mind and having to take shots at WWE careless, you don't have to do all that. But if he anticipates, the tampering and what may happen with his company after he build up some of these stars and they're taking them, and he sees what they're doing with them, yeah, I would be pissed off too. But I'm just saying that AEW is in a tough spot because it's almost inevitable that some of these talents that you grow homegrown are going to end up leaving you. I mean, then you got to stick to the Hangman Pages and Kenny Omegas and Young Bucks forever, to hold you guys a foundation, a solid foundation.
That's not true, because realistically, dude, Swerve, right? Swerve is not ex-WWE. AEW is making into a bigger star than he was in WWE, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So and not to fight you, because I don't want to put you on this. There is no contract tampering, right? There's no tampering.
Well, if you're saying that you're fighting Tony Khan, because he says that there was. He was going crazy this week on Twitter.
We're also talking to the guy again, Tony Khan. Listen. Not here. This is not me trying to disparage. Tony Khan is also a person who, the runner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, on Twitter had a dispute with his player a couple years ago about not releasing him or trading him or letting him go from the toxicity that was the Jacksonville Jaguars or the franchise that was going nowhere in the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he did not want to be a part of that. Tony Khan knows what it is to be a hard ass and play hardball, and he knows exactly what goes on with contracts, situations, and negotiations. With that being said, if guys want to work for the viable company that was not available for them to do so until you came along, you have to utilize yourself as that springboard.
Part because
again, you as that viable company have the opportunity to bring in Adam fucking Copeland, right?
Exactly. I was just gonna say,
you know what I mean? Like, what are we like? What is
you
we
gotta,
bitching?
I'm not the one bitching. It was him.
Right.
Like, I mean, honestly, and what I'm saying is, because if this happens where a lot of talent go from AWE, you got to really rebound. Like, all right, bet. What talent are they getting rid of? You got the Dolph Zigglers, the Shelton Benjamins, you got the Mustafa Ali's, and you just did it with Swerve, like you just mentioned. You just made Swerve into a main event player for your brand. Now, go ahead and do it again. And I think that he gets caught up in the comments going behind the scenes. They're talking to people saying that, people are saying that, when your contract up, yeah, that's part of the game, bro. WWE don't feel bad about taking talent. They never did. And this is, if you guys want to have a war, you want to take shots at WWE, you want to post that they're bald, you want to post that, this is the first time that Undertaker and John Cena has been on the show under 1 million viewers, fine, but you look childish and you're not. It looks like your head is out of the game. If your head's in the game, you're like, all right, bet, checkmate. You checkmate. All right, I'm gonna respond with my chess move rather than complaining that you did a great chess move on your part. With the assets you had, just because they got kings and queens and you're got rooks and bishops doesn't mean you're out of the game.
And this was very frustrating for me because it takes this fodder, right? Takes away from actually what we supposed to be speaking about, right? Listen, Derrick Henry just went in a Wildcat and almost took it. Jesus.
Damn.
He's still that boy.
Yeah.
I think what's very frustrating about the fodder, because the fans also, right? They play into it, unfortunately, for the simple fact that product is good on both ends.
It is.
Right? On both ends, the product is good. And listen, Vince did it for WWE. We can't shit on Tony Khan when Vince took away from the product, whether it was allegations, whether he's in court, with him trying to his backstage antics, right? Whether he's in the chair, out the chair, he's rewriting the script, like he takes away from the product. What executives, again, when we say everything is wrestling, I think everything also is sports, and sports is wrestling, right? The intertwinedness of that. You see these sports owners or figureheads who are very front-facing in front of the franchise. Ain't nobody coming to see you honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas do not buy merchandise because Jerry goddamn Jones or Willie Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like, niggas is not buying WWE merchandise because of Vince McMahon, right? You have to get out of your own way. But we're talking about two different, and this, I can't blame it on geriatric old ass Vince, because Tony Khan is in his 40s. Right, he just celebrated his 40-something birthday, my dude. So
he gotta grow up.
It's very, but also listen, man.
Like, you can be upset. Put it this way: what I'm trying to say is, you can be upset that certain things are happening behind the scenes but don't talk about it publicly. I would say you have to always play your.
Why be upset when you got the? I did it this time. I'm sorry. Why be upset when you just rat-a-tat-tat what you're doing? You sold out in Wembley. You got really good pay-views. You got really good product. You just did land Adam Copeland, right? I mean, I understand Adam will stop getting hurt, right?
I mean,
You
I'll put it this
can't
way.
run a program with Adam. I can
Hey,
understand your
I mean, and I
frustration.
hear you though. Like you gotta really take those victories and suck it up. Also, you guys stop being so attached to your homegrown talent. Stop being attached to anybody. CM Punk, Adam. You are a businessman first and foremost. When it comes down to it, you're trying to make the best chess moves consistently on a consistent basis that puts you in this position to begin with. It wasn't by focusing on what you got, what you don't got, what Vince is doing, what Vince is not doing, what NXT is doing, what they're not doing. Listen, you chose to move. You got pushed this Tuesday. It wasn't, and all they did was like, all right, let me squash this fucking dude. That's all they did. And if they want to do that, fine. But they made the biggest show possible for us fans, and the fans enjoyed it and they watched it. You did the same thing, and the fans enjoyed it. They watched it. Move on. Y'all had your battle. Move the fuck on. Don't harp on it for the rest of the week and have that drawn into a whole storyline online. I think the public perception of Tony Khan should not be a thing because you should be able to shut your mouth and focus on the business. When it comes down to it, if you focus on your business consistently, you're not over here tweeting like you're a fan. Yeah, you're going to take some battles and losses in battles, and that's fine. But over the long course of time, the long forward arching, you're going to have some major victories like you saw in Wembley. And that's going to continue to persist because you're not focused on, okay, oh my God, is WWE coming to take my talent? Oh, is WWE going to outdo me in the numbers? Are people going to talk about us? You brought more attention to the ratings, loss than anybody else did. Nobody else is talking about that but you. If you can just move past it without even mentioning it, then
And who gives a fuck
no
about
one cares. No one
ratings?
cares.
Dude, I'm illegally streaming. I'll say that right now. Come, whatever you gotta do.
I didn't watch either of them on TV. I watched them
watching-
on YouTube. I watched them a
Bro,
day later.
what
So
are we talking about? Like niggas ain't fucking turning on cable and doing this and shit like that, dude. Like you don't even know how to listen. How do you even rate a stream?
I know.
How do you
do that?
like you don't?
We don't even know,
bro. So like you don't know who watched your show. You don't know how much what your numbers did, my nigga. You can't and again, this is what's frustrating because this is not what I want to fucking talk about. I want to talk about how good Ricky Starks was in the ring.
Okay.
I want to talk about how good Ricky Starks was as a promo with you said Hall of Famers and Adam Copeland and Daniel Bryan and Bryan Danielson and Christian Cage. Ricky Starks stood his ground and stood FTR. Hey, them niggas is SmackDown, NXT, Raw champions. He was in the ring with, and you can't teach that. Hey, can't forget about Big Bill. Everybody was under that umbrella. Everybody got a big time downside guarantee check from WWE except Ricky Starks. And who was the biggest star out of that segment? Ricky fucking Starks. Congratulations, Ricky, man. That's what I want to talk. I don't want to talk about your boss. What I did want to talk about is how your boss will utilize you. And what he did for you was kind of what Nathaniel Hackett did for Zach Wilson. You got so much talent, kid. We're going to throw the fucking script that we're trying to run with you and say, hey, we're going to run plays that you like to run. Ricky, you like to talk, huh? Go get a microphone. Go out there. That's exactly what we wanted to see. We wanted to see a different approach. And I like the fact that, again, FTR, Ricky Starks, Big Bill can be a part two, something that we wanted Ricky Starks to have, a tag team championship reign. Unfortunately, it's not with Will Hobbs, which I think that was a better aesthetically fitting tag team partner for Ricky Starks. I think
right now, I think that, and this is why I talk about the Tony Khan stuff, because looking at the Ricky Starks, looking at even Christian Luchasaurus, it's just how you use your play. You talk about Nathaniel Hackett, using Zach Wilson, saying run plays he wants to play, and which is great. You put him in a position to succeed. But on the grand scheme of things, I don't think Tony Khan, I think his play calling is not always the best in terms of, all right, the tag team of Big Bill and him. You got Luchasaurus was TNT championship that beat Wardlow, but somehow we got to get the championship off of Luchasaurus and put it on Christian to make because he's getting more rub. When you should have just had Christian beat Wardlow to begin with. Like it's just there's certain ways that you could have called plays to set us up for a better future. And if you're gonna give the tag titles to Ricky Starks, it should have been Will Hobbs there anyways, rather than putting him with QT Marshall and QTV frauds, and then obviously now you got to pivot and now push him as a single star. I think that with a different coach, with a different. Yeah, I like the pivot. I think that he has learned to. All right, that was fucked up. Let me pivot. And I think that like it's always the same story with me and AEW. It's like missed opportunities. FTR, Will Hobbs, and Ricky Starks should have been an angle because FTR had mad long where their run was just not really popping. Like even the tag titles when they were on previous tag team, the Acclaimed, there was times where their opponents were lacking when we had the you could have had them been the tag team champions and then go to the FTR thing. That should have been happening a long time ago with Will Hobbs and Ricky Starks versus FTR. It would have been a huge angle for me, at least, going forward. Now we got the Big Bill, Ricky Starks. Him having a title does give him that presence when he's on the mic, for sure. And Big Bill's on the outside of the ring. So clearly, I think this whole reason why you have, what's up, X? Salute. I think the reason why you have the tag titles on Big Bill and Ricky Starks is because of Ricky Starks. They want to give Ricky Starks that shine. They want to have him feel like he is an important part of the show, which he is. That's the reason why Big Bill's on the outside of the ring while Ricky Starks is talking this shit in the middle of the ring with three Hall of Famers around him and FTR. So it's just a little bit disjointed. I know you want to give him the title because he's making noise, but it could be happening in so many different ways. He could have had the freaking what's the other title, the All Atlantic Championship instead, and he could have done the same thing with Big Bill as backup because it doesn't feel like a tag team that's very congruent. So just how he calls his plays, how he sets people up. I think the TNT Championship right now is great, and it could work for Adam Copeland and Edge having their feud, but it would be so much bigger if this was a World Championship angle. There's MJF as a baby face. Is he as good as a heel? No, I don't think he's as good as a heel. That's another play that I personally think has gone to the wayside. And now we have. I'm glad we're seeing Jay White and the Bullet Club Gold get their rub, but I don't see them going anywhere after this. Honestly.
Since you brought us here, I don't think we're too much equipped to kind of talk about everything that's happening in the Middle East. But I will say there was a segment of television that happened. And first and foremost, let me be the first to say, I pray for the families and the children and the uninitiated of Palestine and Israel, right? I think it's very unfortunate that Palestinians aren't being able to get a lot of reciprocation in the love just because the initial act was started from their side of the fence, right? Like that's just what it is, and I don't think we should condemn or judge the whole.
We shouldn't condemn or judge anybody. It's been
Gaza's being like innocent people. Like that's the thing, right? The innocent and listen, we are Americans.
For families on both sides.
We've been as Americans. I served in the United States military, so I do not want to sit here. We did not just go and take out people we were supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Which is very much why it malign morally to why I'm not consistently currently and have not served. Just morality, just that just did not fit. And I think right now, like I said, for the innocent children and families of both sides. I just keep them in my prayers. But as MJF is highly noted and spoken out, Jewish person, had a questionable segment with Juice Robinson of the Bank of the Bullet Club Gold.
Yeah.
I'm not really too versed on those type of tropes, but I do want to say it was not nice. Right? AEW just
I
like
didn't. I'm not sure about the backlash. Was there a backlash for it? Because I saw it and
yes,
I understood it, and I was like,
yes.
that's kind of
It was it
that's
was it
kind of like
was it
weird.
was it was it was it was it was and that's again taken away from the product where I think that
It's
if
kind of
you
tone
make
deaf, you know. It's kind of tone deaf,
yes,
you know.
yes, but I don't think again what was happening over there. I don't think necessarily was very much um, properly made because sometimes we're not abreast over overseas stuff over here. But I think realistically, just MJF saying that, of course, and him being a Jewish boy and pick up the quarters, Jew boy, he said that already. Juice Robinson, his gimmick is roll the quarters and I'm knocking it out. Him flashing the quarters in his face and in the camera and very I just think that was not necessarily, and it goes to the MJF babyface. I can't not root for this nigga. Now, when a nigga's disrespect, you feel me? I don't want to be.
And that's what. And gotta be honest, that's the point of him doing that. That's the point of the whole quarter situation, which I understood. But to me, I still was like, all right, you didn't need to do that. There's other ways you can go about it. That's and it
Is
because the
is
whole
there
like pick up the quarters
is
Jew
there though
boy
for
thing.
me? I want to ask this question and I want to bring this to you as you go to your thing. You said there's other ways to do that, and I'm honestly asking because for me,
if it hit for you, then
it didn't hit
okay.
for me. It did force me to be sympathetic and empathetic to MJF, the babyface, which I completely was not doing.
Okay. All right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and so I it's nasty, nigga. It's nasty. It's nasty.
It worked, but it's nasty, but it worked. But me, I don't see him as a victim. I don't see MJF. It's hard for me to see him as a victim in any facet. And I think that he's always playing a long game, which is kind of cool to the character. I think, he's always playing the long game and how to, protect himself and keep the title and all that stuff. So he's not, it didn't hit because it's not long enough in his face run for it to hit for me. If it was like maybe a year into it and I'm like, oh, he's like reatoned himself. He's done a lot of different things. He saved people from
right. We still see MJF as MJF.
I still see the same nigga, yo. He's still a scumbag. He could be our scumbag, but that still means you a fucking scumbag at the end of the day. So you got to be able to take those quarter jokes and get right back at him, So that's what I know MJF. MJF usually doesn't walk away from that. So that's what I took from it. But with everything going on, it does, I guess it can be sensitive times and people can be sensitive about it. More than anything, I feel like this Bullet Club Gold and MJF angle is at best second, if not third, most important angle.
Third.
Yeah.
Third.
Because I like
that's third, and we might be even pushing it, but just because I want to see Jay White succeed, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and because you said missed opportunity at one point in time we spoke of, and it's dope to see him now at least hold the gold. What it look like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like when the bitch say you nude, you like, I don't know what it gonna feel like, but what it look like. You know what I'm saying? Jay White is shipping. I don't know what it gonna feel like. What it look like.
Listen, man. I need it. Forget it. I'm not gonna say what I guess.
We'll say.
I'm like, yo, fuck the news. I don't need to see what it feels like. Let's go. Like, and you guys, why I'm talking about missed opportunity. Like, we gotta know what shit feels like when it's right, when the time is right. Because when you wait too long, it's like, do I even want this shit anymore? You got maybe wait 3 years. I already forget it. Go ahead.
I done already filled up, nigga. I've been already feeling, my nigga. You feel me?
Listen, man, you feel his NXT pussy is pretty good. This shit's fire.
Yo, speaking of NXT and this war, right? It wasn't really a war, my nigga.
It wasn't. It
was
was just one little
just-
battle. It was like, and they took it too serious, dog. We all knew what was gonna happen before they even announced it.
Yo, why? First and foremost, my nigga, I think your show was like in like Toledo or some shit. No, Toledo was your shit was like I don't know where it was at. But what you don't understand is these niggas live in Orlando, dude. These niggas is home.
Yeah,
like they at the fucking crib. It's dude. Can you pull? Listen. I live outside of Orlando. I live in Haines City. Okay. The most we dealing with is traffic. That's it. And we not even talk about. We talk about niggas that really don't want to live in Florida, so they just got an apartment in Florida, not a house in Florida, my nigga. Or even if they got a house in Florida, dude, it's fucking.
If not, there's a lot of people that are living in Tampa.
In Tampa.
People in Tampa right there. Yeah, you know, I'm not sure where Undertaker lives. He probably live, but he's a flyaway. You know, honestly, you know, they just said, "Hey, you bro, pull up," and he's like, "All right, I'll be there."
Yo, and it's to pull up the MCO, right? We can get you a flight to Orlando anytime, nigga. Like, yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah,
John Cena live in fucking like Largo, nigga. It's like an hour and 45 minutes to Orlando.
Yeah. Of course, it was gonna happen. Like, I mean, we knew it was gonna happen. You know, they're not going to listen. Like somebody said it on Twitter. I thought it was very interesting take. They said, "Oh, this show." Somebody said, "Like, oh, this shows how WWE is scared of AEW." And then somebody like commented on that post and said, "Just because you know, this shows how much AEW is a threat," or something like that. He's like, and then somebody said, "You know, a mosquito is not necessarily a threat, but you still want to squash it." You know, that's pretty much what they looked at it, and I was like, "That's kind of a bar." You know, a mosquito is not much of a threat, but you still want to squash it. I mean, WWE at any moment when they come across anybody, it doesn't matter if it's AEW, doesn't matter if it's CZW, if you're having a live show, they're going to try to take your audience members. It doesn't matter who you are. MLW, it doesn't matter who you are. And AEW is going to be just going to get the smoke every single time because they are the secondary, you know, the second player in this industry, you know, which is by a mile, but they are secondary.
I think realistically too, not even so much like, you know, a mosquito, we want to squash it. It's just, dude, nobody was thinking about head to head. And like, we could have, like, listen, Braun and Mello with John Cena and Paul Heyman was enough, right? When you start with your Twitter fingers, again, it's like, hey, Becky, I know you just had a brutal match on Raw, yeah? Come on to that, right? Or, hey, Taker, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, you doing, Cody, brother, what the fuck you doing there?
Honorary GM, just bring Cody.
Yeah. Oh, because you make it a big thing that Adam Copeland's first match or yada, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is big. And if people are following your product, my nigga, you're not going to get new audiences. I think that's the big thing. I think let's be realistic. If niggas are already watching your shit, you're not getting new niggas. Point blank, period.
Anytime that I can prevent you from getting another eyeball, I'm going to try to do that. That's just how it's going to be.
But I don't necessarily think that realistically niggas who watch AEW watch AEW. Niggas, I don't think there's not a lot that watch both.
There's a lot of that watch. I completely disagree with
that. But okay, that's my point, right? Listen, WWE understands that. AEW understands that. So why not just fucking placate to the ones who watch solely your shit? Because the niggas that watch both, nigga, already watch both. And if you do fluky, funny, stupid, goofy shit, guess what's gonna side us not watching those shit?
You know
So
what? You know what it is? Because what that whole thing was, they're trying to get my eyeball. They're saying, "All right, Cheaty, you like to watch AEW, you like to watch Raw, but yo, we're gonna have John Cena, we're gonna have Cody Rhodes here. He has a big announcement. It's Becky Lynch, Oscar versus Roxanne, two of your favorite. You know, that's what it was. And then, hey, are you gonna watch Edge and Swerve versus Brian Danielson? That was a choice for me because they're not like saying, hey, you watch both. You can't watch both. You gotta watch one. They're saying who are you gonna watch right now? That's what it is. Who are you gonna watch live? You know, that's what it was. And me, I'm smart enough to be like, I'm not watching either one of you live. I'm gonna watch you guys when I want to watch you guys. I'm a grown ass man. But hypothetically, I am the target for that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am the target for that because I was debating on which one to check into at that point. And it's just you know, talk about, you know,
you're not on Twitter. It's Tony Khan Twitter making you go there though. That's nothing.
Tony Khan Twitter?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Tony Khan's tweets about what the show's gonna be, like, is that getting you there? You know what I'm saying?
Depends on what it depends on what he tweeted. I mean, I don't usually watch his Twitter like from my tweet feed. I might hear from a video I hear on YouTube, or somebody might report on it. Somebody might, you know, you might send me something that is going to happen on a Dynamite or Collision, you know, through a group chat, and that's how I find out what matches are going to be on there usually. Or I'll see it like on Instagram passing by, you know, somebody would have retweeted or reposted his stuff, or you know, the card or whatever it may be. They might even say that Tony did it. They might just say this is going to be the card, you know, and I'll be like, okay, cool. And sometimes it does get me to say, let me tune in today. You know, I'm free right now. Let me take a little break. Let me go watch some wrestling and let me see what's going on. And I tuned into you know, Collision. You know, I liked what they were doing there, and I stuck around for it. So like, I watched a little bit of that. You know, and you know, I so every now and then they do get me there, you know. And then honestly, the Cody Rhodes announcements and all that, I wasn't watching it live, but I was tuning into their YouTube channel because they post pretty frequently to watch the clips of what the announcement was. They're bringing back the Dusty Classic, which is dope. Him making that announcement. They're bringing back the breakout tournament for the men, and the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. So that's gonna be dope. And we'll see where things go from there. Like, I was interested to see, hopefully, that Cody would be like, you know, like, hey, I'm going to SmackDown. I'm not sure why they would do that announcement on NXT, but he's not going to SmackDown. It's Kevin Owens. So, you know, but I was excited to see what it was going to be about. So, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, the marketing worked, you know, on both sides, I think. Okay, well, I'll see you.
Go ahead.
I'll be right back. Sorry.
I think what's going on with I think what's going on for let me take this split screen off. I think what's going on with us and wrestling and how we view it is it's interesting because it'll get into the next show that we want to talk about. Right now, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. This episode is brought to you by Joint Roller Ayatollah Rolling Papers. All right. Joint Roller Ayatollah Rolling Papers. We got rice. We got hemp. You feel me? Also, to you, True Leaf. You know what I'm saying? That's where I get my bud from. Shout out to the homie Smoke Dizzy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know too many niggas that got that big league pack, but I went and saw the homie. You feel me? And one turn down for West Side Gun. This commercial break went to an end. Now Cheaty's back, fourth rope. You know what I'm saying? And then you pray for me. You know what I mean?
And pray for me. Yeah, Mike was muted, but yeah, you got it.
I didn't speak anything about wrestling. I did a little commercial. Okay. I would say that you said the marketing worked for you, which is good, which is again, that goes back to why I'm very frustrated about how Tony Khan presents himself on Twitter, because listen, Dynamite was good, Rampage was good, Collision was good. I did not watch Rampage live because let's talk about SmackDown. Oh my God.
It felt huge. I mean, pause, but it felt big. I said pause already, dog. Jesus Christ. Pause doesn't even matter anymore. It doesn't matter what you said, like what you do. Pause is like, it doesn't matter what.
Yo. Oh, brother.
You can't pause without your bro just moving past anymore. You gonna crack on you no matter what. Listen, it's a name. You made the name of the show.
I made the name. It feels big time again. You know what I'm saying? I think if I said it feels you. Okay. All right. Let me not stay there. Listen, SmackDown. I understand, but we just stop.
I can't even say something. I just gotta be careful what I say. Go ahead.
Yes.
All right. I thought that was the eraser, but I guess not.
I think for the biggest show of the week was SmackDown. Again, everybody has good product, right? And that's why I say it's weed, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can get good bud anywhere. You ain't got True Leaf ain't got a shit on Cure Leaf. You know what I'm saying? Move ain't got a shit on a nigga. Like, yo, just come, bud. We got our deals, we got our sales. Different blocks ain't gotta shoot up different blocks and shit like that. Nigga, you know why? Because it's gonna be traffic on your street either way, dude, regardless. You just gotta make sure that when niggas drive down, walk down your block, that you correct. You ain't gotta go in the house and go get it. Your shit ain't in your balls, nigga. I ain't buying no weed that's been in your balls, my nigga. You feel me? Like, I'll take it out your sock, my nigga, but you ain't finna dig in your drawers and give me no weed, my nigga. You feel me? But I'm trying to say is, you present what you got for me. You ain't got, you know what I'm saying? I'll come to you looking for what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I know
it just happens to be that, you know, SmackDown got the strongest shit out there, though.
Bro, SmackDown got nigga. I know when I'm going to SmackDown, I'm getting dank. And you know why I'm getting dank? Because I always look and see if the homie truck outside. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
When you in that block, you see the big boy outside. You're like, oh, nigga, he just made the fresh drop off. That nigga Roman pulled up in the big
yo, where is that? He been gone for like a month. I haven't seen y'all. He's like, yo, where you been
at? Yo, I've been coming around here and these niggas been selling me. Yo, said I had to go to Raw and get my shit a couple times. Nigga, I had to go to nigga. They niggas sent me over to Rampage a few times, my nigga. You feel me? Nigga said, you with the Rampage? Nigga, you mean Rampage across the street, Rampage? Nigga, I had Rampage, nigga. Nigga, SmackDown wasn't hitting on it, nigga. You feel me? So, yeah, man. And you know, wrestlers like that, man. So the big dog pulled up Roman, and off top, man, that shit felt crazy. It sound electric in there. You know what I'm saying? It was very much translucent, or right? I think that's what I'm trying to say. It was very apparent. Let me just go use that. It was very apparent that that crowd, that energy, those people, we're talking about Roman, Solo, Cena, LA Knight. That's the very first Paul Heyman. That's the very first segment. I can't forget Jimmy Uso, right? And when Roman pulls up, Cena pulls up, LA Knight, yo, LA Knight pop crazy. It's something I ain't never fucking heard.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute, especially for a newer act, you know.
And again, this is what you say: missed opportunities on Tony Khan's side, missed opportunities on WWE side. But I will say that we can't always say missed opportunities sometimes when people are catching the moment, right? Yeah. I don't know LA Knight when he came up and was the maximum dude and everything like that. I don't know if that lit a fire for us to want LA Knight, because again,
I don't think so. I mean,
NXT LA Knight was not like I did not see this trajectory.
But I think that, let's be real, he came up as Maximum Dupree. That was a bad idea from bad creative, whatever you want to say. And we saw the talent in NXT, but he wasn't full package yet. So he got brought up. I think part of it's because of his age. They didn't want him to be, they want to be a manager and all that stuff. But he finally a year ago pivoted to LA Knight. Over the course of his time as LA, he still wasn't popping. He was still like, oh, getting those, you know, but given the time on the mic in front of live audiences, he prevailed time in, time out. You know, he had the angle with Bray, rest in peace, Wyndham. But that also was a moment where you saw him opposite a main player and hold his own on the microphone and get some eyeballs on him. Once after WrestleMania, he didn't get that rub because he was steaming up right after that angle with Bray. He was getting some steam, and people were like saying, "Yeah, it was just getting over." Yeah. It was
LA Knight, WrestleMania not in LA. WrestleMania being in LA and LA Knight not being there, that was a shift for us. That was a shift.
That was, and then I think that's when we started to be like, okay, what's going on with him? Like, he clearly should be popping. We see the chance of getting louder. Yeah, it was even before WrestleMania that they started getting louder. I remember it was they went to Montreal and then went to Saudi Arabia after, you know, WrestleMania. The fans in Saudi Arabia were chanting, yeah, like it's crazy. And we were like, okay, now this is getting to a fever pitch. Now, where I thought they missed the opportunity was getting the title, the Intercontinental Championship on him, or the United States Championship on him when Austin Theory had it, or SummerSlam. And now in hindsight, the way they have positioned him, they went straight towards Roman, and I didn't see that coming. And to be honest, I'm not mad at it. Now in hindsight, I'm like, okay, if you guys had this plan all along, hey, get the Money in the Bank on Damian Priest, get the United States Championship on Rey Mysterio instead, and have him do that Santos Expo, keep the LWO hot, and LA Knight's already hot. Let's just hold him off until Roman's back. Let's hold him off until Roman's done with the whole Jimmy Uso thing, and then he'll be the next big challenger. Then I get, like, that's what I'm talking about, play calling. Like, you set it up well in advance because you know you're going to line up those dominoes, hit them one by one. They might not understand now, but later on they'll fully understand it.
I'm not about to give them credit though. I don't think that's what
I think that's what they did. I think they knew what they had in LA Knight from Saudi like last year. I mean, no, earlier this year when they went to I forget what they called it, but the show in Saudi where they're chanting his name across the globe. You got to do something with that guy at that point. The fact that they didn't until now, I think they saw something that they're going to hold off on.
We can't, this is us talking about them now, right?
Yeah.
About WWE. The credit of foresight, we can't say that because there are so many talents outside of LA Knight that, you know, they definitely have not, like Io Sky, right? Io Sky, just now champion, just now getting her run, just now recognized as being one of the best wrestlers in the world on the main roster, but she's still shadowed and strapped with Bailey, right? Like we haven't we haven't got that separation of damage control yet. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
we'll see it play out. I'm just glad she got the championship to begin with. It's only been a year she's been on the main roster, and they clearly see talent in her, or else they wouldn't have put the title on her. But the damage control angle, I think, should be coming to a head whenever, maybe soon. We'll see how it goes. But Bayley versus Io has to happen at some point.
Right, Bayley versus Io has to happen after we give Charlotte her third championship match since she's been back. Again, SmackDown don't know what the fuck they're doing. Hopefully, Nick Aldis, shout out to the new GM, representing former NWA champion, being him and Adam Pearce. But yeah, man, my point to all of that was saying LA Knight being as hot as he is, and also being in the position that he's in, doesn't feel as big if he doesn't come after the big dog. When he cut that promo and he said that when he cuts that promo about at the end when he it was a couple weeks ago, probably about a month ago, so though, when he cuts that promo, he said, I don't care if it's Gunther, I don't care if it's United States champion, I don't care if it's Seth Rollins, I don't care if it's Roman Reigns.
I damn sure don't care if it's Roman Reigns.
You know what I'm saying? When he cut that promo, I think that was when because again, I think they would have gave Cena the spot and started.
You know what's funny? I think they let him do that. I think that's what they sent him out to do. I don't think they would have let anybody say Roman's name on screen, live on TV, unless they planned for them to do something with Roman. I don't think that just happens.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I think that's when, I don't want to say this in disrespect. When LA Knight cut that promo, when we were seeing him go back and forth with The Miz, and then he did that promo for Bray, the Bray passing. That is when they said he's our guy. To me, okay. I don't necessarily think that. I don't necessarily, because again, like you say, Cena was brought back to carry a load, right?
I don't know if they knew how long they're gonna have Cena. I don't, because we don't know how long the ride track is gonna be. So I think they did have some positioning for LA Knight. They're not looking at Cena as like, oh, we're gonna have you till Crown Jewel, like
right. But he did have some dates already. I think he literally was strapped up until November, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know, because he said on the press conference, he's like, whenever that's over, I'll be back and on set, because we had to stop production mid set, So I figured like while we're stopped, production, like the best place for me to be is at home, and that's WWE. So that's what he said, and. He's getting paid, but I don't think to me, I don't know if it's set in stone. Like they say, okay, we're gonna have you for this much time, But I hear what you're saying. It could have been that way. Either way, we're getting Roman Reigns, LA Knight, and I'm down for it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I think Roman Reigns. That's what I'm saying. For me, that was what I was trying to, I guess, get to, is that LA Knight has been certified as the star when he was one of the main people go back and forth without a championship for no reason, right? And then with the unfortunate time passing to Bray Wyatt, and he was the one who made it feel right on the show. And then he wrestles that match, and then a couple weeks later he cuts the promo. Everything is building up to, like you say, when Roman comes back. Roman has to come back to something major, right? Something major. And when Roman's in that ring Friday night, back to Friday night, when Roman's in that ring, when LA Knight comes out, Roman is like, yeah, we got us one. Roman wants to do that. Roman wants to know that next person that he goes across the ring with
has that energy.
Yeah. LA Knight got that energy, and I think that is going to be. I think that's going to be fantastic.
I think being the top guy in the WWE or even any wrestling company, and especially WWE though, because the crowds are so much bigger and much more louder. It's definitely a tell when you feel that energy from the crowd when your opponent comes out for how you can respond to that, how you can pivot, what does that mean? Because when they come out and it's a dud, you're not as I can see how that can play into your performance as the storyline gets played out or your enthusiasm for the angle. Because once they feel like it's a big deal, you gotta feel like it's a big deal too, and you lock in. So let's see where this goes. I don't see LA becoming undisputed champion, but I think it's a great moment for him. Period. I think being in the ring with Roman is the best thing they could do for him right now. After everything that just happened to him this year, it's the best thing they can do for LA Knight right now. So I'm super excited for that. He's already tag team with Cena. He's beat Solo Sikoa. He's one of the few guys to beat Solo Sikoa, clean. So like, it's time, man, to hit, to see where this can go. Also on SmackDown, you can go back to Payback, and we got Carlito returning. Carlito is now here. He remember after Puerto Rico last year, that big pop he had.
Fuck Carlito, nigga. Blueberry Yum showed up, nigga.
Blueberry what?
After Roman Reigns, the only thing else to talk about when we talk about storylines.
Can you let me get there, bro? Like, you can't let me just land and just trickle it in over time, dude. Let it play out. I was getting there. I get it. Jade, right?
Jade. I don't want to talk about no Carlito. I pity the fool.
Jesus Christ. Listen, we're going to talk about Jade. Don't worry. I know.
We started the show and said, let's talk about things we want to talk about. And I apologize. I talked about what I wanted to talk about. Go ahead.
I got it. Yeah. But yeah, I think that the Carlito thing with Bobby Lashley, Street Profits, I was interested in seeing where that can go. But yes, since he wanted to step all over my not so important take on that, I'll just move on. So we got Jade Cargill showing up on NXT, showing up on Raw, showing up on SmackDown. The big hot ticket, she had a face off with Charlotte, who said, "Listen, I know who you are." She I think that right there is a little teaser for where they want to go with it, but I'm not sure if that will be now. My question to you is, if you were to pick, what brand would you put Jade on?
Jade doesn't have she don't need a brand.
Yes, she does.
Why do she?
She's not going to be the only wrestler that doesn't have a designated brand. But honestly, you're right. She doesn't necessarily need a brand.
She's Brock Lesnar, my nigga. Brock Lesnar is that wrestler. Nigga, yeah. And Brock goes shows up.
I'm not putting Jade. I'm not giving Jade the Brock Lesnar deal. No, where she just go from. I'm not doing that. Listen, I love Jade and all, but she's still a young upstart star. We all see the star potential, but she's not Brock yet. Brock still had to earn that stature where you can have that, schedule where you come and go as you please and you can be on any show.
I think that's that's we have two different ideologies about that. I guess back to the point of the Carlito and Bobby Lashley situation, because the ideology for me with that and Jade, to correlate the two, Jade is a big enough star that she can take the number 2 spot in our SmackDown talk because she is that big. Going back to the Brock Lesnar thing, I think if Brock was on the show with Roman, I think we would have talked about Brock second because Jade is that.
I think Jade is absolutely that big. Don't get me wrong when I'm saying this. All I'm saying is I'm not giving that to her yet. If it was a year in with WWE, it's 2 years in with WWE, absolutely. But I'm not taking this AEW talent who we see superstar potential and saying, now you are Brock Lesnar. You're equivalent to Brock Lesnar in the women's division. We're going to take you for wherever we want. What I think is we're going to put her on a brand. She's going to have angle after angle over the year. She's going to earn her way to WrestleMania main eventing. And then after she's consistently performed, she gets that treatment where she could be on any brand and she's going to be like a special act. I don't think that Jade is going to be a special act just right off the rip. Nah.
They're treating her like a too. Right now, my nigga. Like, who else gets this treat? Who else outside of Jade? One time down though. Like, this is why I wanted to get here. Outside of Jade, like in our recent Rolodex of memory, has gotten this star treatment to where she meets Sean and she then meets Charlotte, and then we haven't seen her necessarily go on Raw yet. Like she ain't interact with like who else kind of realistically.
Well, she was at Payback, or was it Payback?
She was at Payback. Yeah, Payback. Payback Payback was there. So she came at Payback, and then she made her appearance on NXT as just a walk-in. Sean said, "Thank you for being here." Again, I think we can automatically eliminate NXT at this point. Like there is not.
I think so. Yeah, shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
but here's what I would say: I'm putting her on Raw. I'm keeping her away from Bianca. I'm keeping her away from Charlotte because I want to wait on those two angles. I'm putting her on Raw. Too.
I'm glad we're here. I'm glad we rolling. Finish, and I'm gonna get to because
good.
You keep her away from Raw, nigga. Raw lit. Raw stack. Raw's voluptuous.
Bodacious. Raw there's a lot of meat. A lot of fight.
It's a lot of loving on Raw, my nigga.
There's a lot of good shit there. But that's why I want to put her there. I think there's so many people that Jade can get quality victories over on Raw, whether it be Nia Jax, whether it be Tegan Nox, whether it be Candice LeRae, going to then the Rhea Ripley's and the Shayna Baszler's, Zoe Stark, people that she can compete with. But I would keep her away from Rhea Ripley too. Don't get me wrong right now. But Becky Lynch will be her big angle around Royal Rumble time. Becky Lynch and Jade Cargill is what I want to see around that time. And the Royal Rumble, who knows who wins it? Can it be Bianca? Can it be Jade? I want them to be the last two in the Royal Rumble. And the winner of that will go face whoever, will be probably Charlotte be champion at the time, and will face Charlotte at WrestleMania.
You know what's crazy as you say this is, unfortunately, I do feel like SmackDown is, and this is why I didn't want to have her to a brand, because she's not going to be integrated in any necessary title picture. But I think Charlotte, Bianca, Io, Bayley, Dakota, Zelina, like Jade is listen, dog. Zelina's gonna hoard for Jade, okay?
But we've seen that before. Like, I want to see Jade and Nia fight. I want to see Jade and Candice and Tegan, who are great workers. Jade and Natty. I think Natty will be a great, teacher of how the WWE system works. It's just a very great incubator for Jade on Raw to be introduced to WWE style. And on top of that, get some big victories over somebody like a Nia Jax. And then over that time, she has a few, come Royal Rumble time with Becky Lynch, and boom, to the moon. She could be at WrestleMania main eventing against Charlotte or something.
Now, I definitely do feel you on the Raw portion, because I think Raw being the mainstay of WWE and her being on Raw would be absolutely kind of like the biggest fight that she can possibly have. But I mean, SmackDown got a Sasha void they trying to fill.
No, they got Becky. I mean, they got Bianca. Bianca's been filling that for a minute.
Bianca was. I want to thank you. I was just about to say thank you. You landed for me, my nigga. Bianca was on that show with Sasha, and as much as we love Bianca and the rise of Bianca, we were still tuning in for Sasha. We did. Like,
I'm sorry, Bianca.
She was the blueprint.
Bianca, Io, Charlotte, Asuka. They don't need Mercedes there. Respectfully, they don't.
No, I know she don't need. I know that. What I'm saying is that SmackDown, as I'm saying, a go-to factor. Again, SmackDown had a really good roster. Some of those names that you named were still on SmackDown, and we went there. Me and you, as brothers, went there because that blue-haired monster was there.
Absolutely, I'm not debating that. I'm not debating about that.
And all I'm saying is that Jade has can fill the void of must-see TV like Roman did for, like we said, hey, big dog on the block, we going to get that date. Hey, Jade at the party, okay? Put your best on. We going to the.
But Jay can fill that on Raw. I think that Jay brings that must-see to Raw because they already got Roman there. They already got a lot of women stars over there. I think Jay, where the women's division on Raw could take it to, could utilize that. We say that Rhea doesn't have those challengers. Even Raquel and Jay could be an interesting feud. I think that we can see Jade excel more on Raw than on SmackDown. I think on SmackDown, either she's going to be taking somebody's spot, which means that she's either going to take Io or Asuka, and you don't want her to face Charlotte right away. And that's what I'm going to say. Like, hold off on that Charlotte feud until WrestleMania. So I don't want to see her. Charlotte or her and Bianca should not face this year at all. Like, they should not ever touch.
So you're telling me that there's two women on the same roster that she can't see until when, nigga?
Until a big show like SummerSlam or WrestleMania. We want to see Charlotte and Bianca at SummerSlam and WrestleMania with Jade Cargill for the title.
But what I'm saying is that we also got to take in consideration, we don't know what this funky ass doo-doo ass draft about to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know what this motherfucking expansion draft taking my best goalie and shit put in Las Vegas. Like, we don't know who the fuck this nigga. We don't know when. Like you say, I'm following you. Jade wins the Royal Rumble, right? At the time she wins the Royal Rumble, if you say Charlotte is on SmackDown, she challenges Charlotte. Man, we might get Rhea Bianca by that time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because Bianca might get. That's something we still ain't missed. We still haven't got
that, yeah. But hey, we got Elimination Chamber to fix that. We got even Bianca can win the Royal Rumble. Like, there's different ways you can go about it, But there's so many ways that we can get to Rhea and Bianca at WrestleMania and Charlotte and Jade at WrestleMania. Those are huge matches that I think that everybody will be happy to see. And the draft doesn't, as you see, Kevin Owens is now back on SmackDown. This shit don't mean nothing. Kevin Owens has been on SmackDown all year. If you haven't realized that, guys. But yeah, so you're right. It doesn't really mean nothing about what draft where she gets drafted to, because she can be on any show regardless about how they figure it out, how to make it happen. But I think that Raw could be an incubator. That's all I'm saying. What's up, Ivy? Salute.
I think realistically, what I would want to say to kind of to tie a bow on it, Raw right now is finding its groove with the women's division. So to throw Jade in it right now, see, to me, SmackDown I think is a little bit I think SmackDown has the validity and has the space.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What's Jade's first feud?
I mean, I think her first feud, again, I know you said we've seen it before, but it's trope and it's formulaic. She can walk past or bump Zelina, pet her on the head or some shit like that, call her small, do some shit like that to kind of rev up that little pill. And I know it's going to be, I know you're going to hate it. I know you're going to hate it. Because listen, I'm gonna hate her and Daddy, because I don't know how that shit gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't want to see Jade chain wrestle, nigga. I want to see her chuck Zelina 47 rows, nigga. Show up that power, my nigga. Okay. Beat your Davion Clowney against Michigan. Knock that nigga helmet loose.
Listen, man. If you ask me, my first feud I would go with is Jade and Nia Jax. I think that's a big victory she'll get, and get her over there.
I can't do that. That's why I say to tie the bow on it. I can't do that when Nia came back. The only person Nia can lose to is Rhea right now, dude. I'm sorry. I love this division. I love this Raw division right now. I need me a fatal 5-way.
I love it. I'm down.
We got Shayna, beating bitches up. We got Rhea. We got Raquel cutting promos. It's like Chiquita. I was like, she's gone. She's gone. We got Nia coming back, nigga. Oh, it's lit. I can sprinkle Jade in there. She gonna get lost in the sauce.
Nah, we you know, Jay's never gonna get lost in the sauce. She's Jay. She just show up and she gonna set that shit on fire. But I believe that when Jay shows up after the Fatal 4-Way or Fatal 5, whatever they would do, then her and Nia can just bump back, you know, backstage and be like, oh, you know, who's the biggest star here, you know, and you know, you think you're gonna beat up people and all that, so you think you can beat me up, all that type of shit, you know, like, and really, you know, test the strength type shit. And yeah, man, that could just set her to the moon. I don't think that Nia Jax is back to do anything but. I don't think Nia Jax is back to do anything but job. I don't think she's back to become anything. I don't think she's gonna win no championship. She's gonna job to everybody. I think that's why she's back and get her check.
Bro, we can't disrespect the tag team and former women's champion that is Nia Jax. She
might form a tag team that might work. She might be a tag team champion again. She's not going to be a women's champion again with this roster that we have right now, unless something crazy happens.
Well, listen, man, we can't say that, nigga. Piper Niven's a champion right now with Chelsea Green.
I just said that's a tag team championship. I can see Nia Jax winning a tag team championship. I don't think she's winning the women's championship on either Raw or SmackDown for
what?
Listen.
I don't want to see. I can't do. It's from. I don't know why we doing this 2K24, my nigga. Like, we can't see Jade and Nia go head to head. It gotta be Jade and like Candice LeRae or some shit. Cause you know
Jade beating Nia is a great victory to start your career, man. It's a great test and it's a great victory. But Jade and Candice is cool. Like, I think that's a really good match to have on like a Raw because Candice got no fucking rub yet. Like, they haven't really given Candice a platform on any show, whether it be, you know, she's just backstage doing, you know, little, you know, interview sessions and gets her ass beat backstage. That's all she does. So I think that somebody with steam, even Tegan Knox has more rub right now, but that might, you know, stop her growth.
Now I think I like how we're going right now. Don't do Nia Jax like that. She can win. Thick girls can do it.
I agree. No shade on Nia. Listen, I love Nia. Big fine. But I think that she's had her time. She's been champion and she just returned, and there's too much talent. Too much talent on that roster for her to be champion again. But I hear you, Avi. No shade on Nia. No, listen, thick girls can do it too. I agree.
With that being said, I think when we speak about just where the women's division in general is with WWE as a whole, right? We got, as you say, Io, Asuka, Charlotte had a great triple threat. Charlotte's mad that Judgment Day, Jesus. Charlotte's mad that Damage Control got involved, got another one-on-one match with Io. So we got Io Charlotte next week. That's really good. When she turns around, she sees Jade. Boom. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, we got, like we stated on Raw, we got Rhea, Shayna, Nia, Raquel. That's a fatal 4-way, I think, right there.
Set it up, man.
Woo! And then on NXT, we got Becky, who just defeated Tegan Knox in a really good match. Coming down to NXT,
we never got to talk about. No, we did talk about it a little bit. Her and Tiffany, man, they tore it up. Becky has had one of the best years of any wrestler in the world. Honestly, she has had, a bevy of great matches.
And what she's doing with her platform, which goes back to because she's now using her big time Bex, right? Mm-hmm. She's using her rub to go, hey, it's Tiffany, you're a star. Tegan Knox, you can go. Valkyrie, I influenced you to wrestle. What? Me? Bet you get a title match. All these different faces. Look at Indy Hartwell out of nowhere came down and was like, hey. I'm like, yeah, let me see Indy.
Yeah, man. She
You
never
got
lost her
Roxanne down
never
there.
lost her
Roxanne,
championship.
you know,
Yo, why is
Roxanne,
Roxanne getting booed all of a sudden? I like Roxanne. What the
because
hell?
don't nobody like no fucking baby face. Get that shit out of here.
Wow.
Yo,
Now leave my girl Roxanne alone. I like her.
I do good girls like bad guys. Like we don't know good girls. Get that shit out of here. Listen.
Nah, man, I fuck with
All right,
Roxanne,
yes.
man.
I fuck around too, but
Yeah.
that Prodigy shit gotta get out of here, man. You should have yo, when Cora J took that fucking skateboard to her, nigga, and she pull up on site, nigga, that's when niggas is like, get out of here, nigga. Move over, nigga. You know what I'm saying? NXT women's division is not hey, I like Thea Hale little character change with Cheesy Jane.
I mean, I'm glad
like
they're
that.
actually doing it because I didn't like her previous. In comparison to her previous character, I like it more. But we got.
This goes back to character. This goes back
Yeah.
to character development. She's like 19. You know what I'm saying? So like,
yeah,
as far as like that would be a maturation of what a
exactly.
Again, I am not that, but that will be what I would see in movies or a television show of a maturation of a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that stage of adulthood. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. Also, it goes into what I like about Chase U. They dug that shit out. They getting some string with that shit, brother. The Chase U is one of them things that
teachable moment.
If it made it to the main roster, I think it might have legs just due to the fact that he worked it out so well.
He did.
so
did. I can't knock the length and strength from since NXT 2.0 till now. They did it. I can't front. It wasn't for me, but they fucking did that shit. They got the fucking signs in the arena and everything, man. You know, Chase U, like all that shit. You know what I mean? Teachable got John Cena saying teachable moment now.
Hurt me on Chase U, my nigga.
Yo, man. But here's real quick because we'll talk about that in a second. Because should I bring it up now? No, I'll save it. I'll save it.
Right, go. Shoot it.
Listen, you got this big ass show. You got Braun Breaker in the ring with Undertaker and John Cena. It was great grub from him. Carmelo's in the ring with Undertaker. He did his thing. They had their thing. Ilha, you're right. That's how they pronounce it, even though I thought it was different. Ilha, listen, they have positioned him with them, and it was a great show, like getting that rub to these guys. And I think he's going to be a great champion. But where's our guy Wes Lee, man? I would have loved to seen him on that show. I know that after his loss, I think he might be getting called up. Maybe they're keeping him off TV for some time. Yeah. But man, I do miss the guy. I haven't seen him on TV, and it does like change the way I look at the show. I'm like, oh, I haven't seen his trajectory, his story.
You want to talk about who's going where? I would love to see him on Raw, and this is going. I don't know anything. I don't know. This is my best Greeny impression. I don't know how to do that. I have not talked to anybody. I don't know anything. This is strictly relation. First and foremost, one love to my homie, our homie Dez. I tap in with him. But
tell myself what's up when you tap in, because I definitely want to see where he goes next, and I'm definitely curious to see what he does, because I think his run in NXT is very underrated, man. I think that he's done great. I think, especially over the past year.
You think underrated? I think it's really.
You think people? I don't think people talk about it. I think that he should have been in the ring with one of these guys. If you like, I think that if you guys really represented it, he should be in the ring with a John Cena or somebody. Goddamn, yeah, like.
Well, I will say this. Yes, that is a missed opportunity, and I wish my brother could have got our brother. I wish our brother was able to get that. I think his real heart of hearts main thing is that he needs to get called.
Yeah.
I think that would have been perfect, right? Like we say, we live up the street, nigga. I could have came, I got my gear, whatever, but
here's the thing. And I'm also I'll leave it at this. There's a reason why I'm saying this, because We've seen him, and we've seen other people get rubs even on the main roster, whether it be inside the crowd. You got Dragon Lee showing up, you got Carmelo showing up. I need to see him showcase along with these other stars so people can get to know him more.
That's
And
true.
that's what I'm saying. When he gets
That's
called up,
true.
I don't want it to
No,
be like,
that's
hey
true.
man, we're throwing you
Who's
in
this
the
guy?
back with
Yeah, who's this guy?
Odyssey Jones, and we're gonna have you on Level Up. Like, I don't want that to be the case, and they better not. But they can, even Cedric Alexander and him, like they're not using him as much. But you got to position him to succeed. They're bringing DIY back finally. They're using something with Johnny and Tommaso, but it took them mad long. How long will it take them to get Wesley something to bite on, something to chew on? Him and Bronson Reed to link up. Him and Gunther, him and them. I want to see him at least get those opportunities in the ring with these guys.
You know what I think would be perfect right now? Is let's do a quick book Black Wesley. Let me get my banner up and let's switch this right there. Wesley booking Black, and I know this might be a little bit corny. I think this might fit the aesthetic of what I'm trying to think that could work. Wesley interaction with a good friend and a very familiar face, Ricochet. I think the welcoming of that, you know what I'm saying? And Ricochet got a really good buzz right now on Raw. He got a really good face on Raw. He's on a rendered photo graphic and everything like that. He's front facing. He's in a really good situation with Shinsuke and Seth. I think Wesley coming in and interacting with Ricochet or some sort, I think will be something really great. I think that will be the best place for him to be because I think, as you say, Bronson Reed's there, Gunther's there, hell, Shinsuke's there, is there. When we look at Becky and what she does for younger talent and everything like that, Seth Rollins is kind of doing the same thing as far as, hey, I want to work with people that I think are at my level, right? Shinsuke's at his level. You know what I'm saying? I think Ricochet and Seth is going to mix it up. As you can see, that has happened where he say, I don't need your help. We're going to see that.
Yeah, I want to see that. Yeah.
Level. I think West is on that same. I think they're on that. I think he's on that same plane when he gets to Raw. I think that I want to see Wesley and Ricochet as an intro to, like you say.
Do you want to see them as a tag team?
No, I think, as you say, to get familiarized with the crowd, or I think any interaction, not necessarily. And when you say a few, possibly, I don't know how that will work. Maybe friendly competition could be something. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to Raw. Anything that I can help you with. This will be me writing the script. Right?
Here's what I would say. I need Shinsuke to get some muscle, and that muscle and Shinsuke should jump Ricochet. I think Wesley should be the one to come for the save. That's what I would do. I would have them be allies, and even maybe they have a bump backstage. Hey, what's up? Welcome to Raw. Da 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 da. And then later on, they're jumping Ricochet, and he comes for the save. I think Shinsuke needs a muscle because he has it because he needs to continue his heel gimmick, and I think that Ricochet needs some backup.
I would say this to not necessarily combat that, or I would say, as Ricochet and Shinsuke are going to have a blow-off feud at some point, I believe.
Yeah, it started.
I would like Ricochet and Wesley to be opponents.
At some point, I would say that too, but I think that right now, Ricochet's a babyface. Wesley getting called up, I don't see him immediately turning heel. I don't see that being what's going to happen. So I think friendly competition right now doesn't fit where they're currently at with Shinsuke. I think that you bring it in as an ally, and then over time, you can see that Wesley like, all right, now it's my time to get my rub, my shine, and they go at it, and they have a fantastic blow-off fight where Ricochet, then Wesley can go on his way, on his own. They don't got to win tag titles or nothing like that. They just got to have, friendly alliance.
I know it's very taboo for babyface to have a few, but I would like, like I said, just if Ricochet sees Wesley or anything I can do for you, let me know. And Wesley says, hey, meet me in the ring and showcase my talent with me.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I know that won't happen. But I mean, oh my God, Derrick Henry finally broke one in London, the king. I think I know you said it will never happen, which is why I said that's why we're here and not there, because I think I don't know how that will on screen, but I do know that like how they do in the PC, right? Where a good sparring match leads to a lot of big fights in boxing. You know what I'm saying? And Carmelo is also someone that I would like to see get called up, but I don't want to see Carmelo get called up and, like I say, outshine West again. You know what I'm saying? Because I kind of feel like you say
Carmelo shouldn't go to SmackDown. Carmelo on SmackDown. He already had interactions with Bobby Lashley. He can just join that group.
That'd be fire.
Yeah,
that'd be fire. That'd be fire.
Leave Trick over there on NXT to do his thing on his own, like he's been trying to do. But I do want to see, and I'm gonna say there's two angles I want to talk about before we get out of here. I love what they've been doing with Trick and Carmelo. That's a little bit of tension each week with them. I really am enjoying it. These guys are brothers, but Carmelo kind of like takes a little bit of shots at him sometimes, low key, and he's like doesn't really mean it too well. I think Ivy says Rico and Wesley are both athletic. I think they'll make a great tag team and then eventually depart and fight each other. Thank you. That's what I was saying. Thank you, Ivy. That's genius right there. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Book and Black. No, I think that makes sense for sure. I mean, it could be a really good high octane tag team for sure.
That will probably be a fire tag team. I can't lie.
So thanks for the contribution. But what's going on with the put it this way, subtle storytelling over time, which I think that we have now seen a great era of that with the Bloodline. I think we're seeing that with Carmelo and Trick. I think we're seeing that with Drew McIntyre, man. Everything that we're seeing over time is a little bit each week, and I'm really excited for all that stuff, which is what I was getting into. Yeah,
Drew's a beast. Drew is an absolute monster. I love Drew and Seth, right? Drew and Seth, Trick and Carmelo. What else is going on right now that we kind of really didn't touch on? Aforementioned Bobby Lashley, Street Profits beat the fuck out of Carlito. And so now Santos Escobar, Montez Ford will be next week on SmackDown as well. So Santos Escobar and Montez Ford is going to bang. Bill, bring the bangers of the week back, nigga.
Yo, honestly, I might have to, man, because they've been throwing some bangers up, man. And Santos, man, there's so much talent right now in WWE that's like it's going to be interesting to see, because there's going to be a lot of people that were like, oh, this guy's not getting a push that should, and they're not going to get it because there's just too much talent. Like we want to see,
because everybody's doing good right now.
I mean, shit, Chad Gable's doing his thing, like it, but it's like a lot of shit that's going down. But like as you push more people, Wesley to the main roster, all right, you bring up Carmelo. Okay, over time you bring people up. Braun Breaker will be brought up. Everybody can't get the ball. It's just you just can't. We want to see Montez get a single run.
Niggas are staying out though. Huh? I think niggas will be phasing out though. I think that will be the.
To me, there's a log jam already, and they just fired a bunch of niggas, but there's still a log jam of niggas like Montez getting a singles run, Chad Gable getting a mid title run, Austin Theory still hasn't popped. You got certain people who are,
Austin and Grayson is the tag team I did not know I wanted. Fuck that nigga in his single run, nigga. Tag team that nigga up, guys.
Okay.
Him and Grayson Waller is money.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. They're definitely have the same kind of vibe. They match.
To your point though, as you say, there's a log jam. There are still not really right now, as you say, many people that aren't getting.
Hold it down. Be right back.
There aren't too many people that aren't getting opportunities, as he stated. Montez Ford is not getting a singles push, but he's currently right now in the group with Bobby Lashley. Angelo Buck is his tag partner, getting a really good eyeballs on him. as he's wrestling the LWO every week or beating the hell. I ain't wrestling, they beating the fuck out them niggas. Chad Gable, as he mentioned, is still being seen. I know he's not on the Intercontinental Championship run, but now he will be because Tommaso Ciampa is out now as the aforementioned DIY tag team is back. So therefore, that leads to the opportunity for Chad Gable to go back and get his Intercontinental Championship spot.
Okay.
But that happens to happen. That got to happen after Bronson Reed has his Intercontinental Championship match with Gunther. I think it's going to be another banger. Okay, like it is. So it's not that again. To your point, niggas getting on, right? Like niggas is getting on. Now a lot of people aren't able to like sustain it. But to your point, to Wesley's point, to Tybona, you can have the opportunity to get on. Now, when you get on, nigga, can you attach it? Can you attach? Yeah. I don't think Wesley would ever have that problem attaching. And I don't think right now, with what we're seeing, leadership and how they're putting. Listen, man, we've been, like you said, we've been clamoring for DIY. Candace just had the baby. Johnny been at home being daddy. Nigga, I know how that. Roman got 5 kids. Like I said, it's just now time to be. Nigga, it's just now time to be back. He was looking at the vacation days, counting down like, ooh. He got 2 sets of twins, I think, nigga. Let me get back.
Johnny? Oh no, Roman. Oh yeah, Roman. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's like, let me get back, y'all. Yeah.
Let me get back to work.
I think it's great for Roman too because he gets to heal up. I heard he got an injury during that last match, so he's back now.
Man, you know how many times we've seen Roman push his shoulder back and separating my nigga? Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times niggas can do that? That goes back to our Seth Rollins. Seth got to drop that title, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think Drew's next up.
Gotta come up off that.
Yeah. Take a little break. Take a little break, bro. Yeah. I would have wanted it to be Shinsuke. I was cool with it being Shinsuke beating the second.
You got a daughter too, nigga. Go home and be a dad, nigga. Come off that title, nigga.
Yeah. But I think Drew's next up. Drew, that subtle story telling me, listen, I'm not trying to save nigga. I'm not trying to be anybody's superhero. I want World Championship gold, and I'm gonna do it my way now. I'm enjoying it, man. The subtle anti-hero, shift in his personality, and I'm down to see him and Seth at Crown Jewel. I can't wait.
Crown Jewel's gonna slap, man. It looks like Logan Paul is gonna be Rey Mysterio Crown Jewel too. That might happen.
That might happen too.
I think Logan Paul winning the United States Championship will be great branding for WWE.
That'll be interesting, yeah.
And we can get a baby to take it off of Rey. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that would be crazy, nigga. What? Hold on, Wesley versus Logan Paul.
I was just thinking that, but I'm not sure if they're gonna throw right into that. But that'll be interesting.
Yo, nigga, you trying to go viral? You know what I'm saying? You trying to make an impact, nigga. Wesley versus
I would
Logan
love to
Paul.
see that. Honestly, that'd be ill. That would be fucking ill. Listen, Wesley has one of the illest finishers I've ever seen in wrestling. To see Logan Paul take that kick will be fantastic, yo, and see how they can come up with a way to to do that together.
Logan Paul, low key, is fucking athletic enough and shit too, my nigga. That him and Wesley. Listen, Logan Paul had a match with Roman. Logan Paul had a match with Seth. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ricochet, like,
him and Rey Mysterio gonna link. That'll be ill. Yeah, I'm down to it. So like right now we in a good spot, but we're gonna wrap things up.
Yes, sir.
I'm watching my nephew right now, so I gotta make sure he's not, tearing the place up. But listen, I want to set a challenge for our listeners and for you going into next week. And the challenge is, how would you book the Money in the Bank briefcase with Damian Priest, or not with Damian Priest? And you guys come back to us next week. Let us know how it is. We'll let you know our takes on what it is and how we would go about it. Because I think that we're in a really weird spot with that. Talk about a logjam, bro. I don't know if he gonna be successful, bro. But we'll see. Let's go and let's spend a week on it. Let's see what we would do with that, and we'll come back here, double back next week, and talk about it. All right.
Oh, I already know, but I'll save it.
Yeah, save it. Definitely save it. All right.
Yeah. All right, man. Take it easy. I gotta check in with the kids too, my nigga. I appreciate you.
All's love.
Shout out
Everything is wrestling.
Cowboys.
Shout out to West Side Gun, 4th Row, and pray for us. All right, we'll see y'all next week. Pray for me. Peace.
Peace. Everything is wrestling. Peace.
Everything is wrestling. Peace.